2. And we have two guys that are back in the lineup for the Ducks. That's Steele and Terry. Those guys took the day off on Sunday against Colorado. Back in action here on this Tuesday morning against the Arizona Coyotes. My name is Andy Zilch, and representing the Anaheim Ducks. And then, of course, next to me we have Bob Heathouse, who is with the Arizona Coyotes, a team that's 1-1. He'll give you the up and up on them and what to expect so far today as they're coming into the third and final day as well. Bob, take it over.
All right, Andy, thank you very much. Great to be with you here this morning. The Coyotes, of course, are 1-1 in this rookie face-off here in Vegas. They lost their first game 4-0 on Saturday night against San Jose, and then came back with a lot more pace and urgency in their game on Sunday against the LA Kings. They also went to the net a little bit harder and gained a 4-2 victory, breaking a 2-2 tie midway through the third period, and then sealing things with an empty netter late. But the Coyotes today will be without their top two players in terms of experience. Kyle Capobianco, who scored 2 goals in the victory on Sunday against the Kings, getting today off after playing the first 2 games, and also Lane Peterson, who, like Capobianco, played last year in the AHL in Tucson, not playing today. Also, their first-round draft pick, 5th overall in June, Barrett Hayton, after playing the first 2 games, will not play today. Coyotes will have in the lineup today Tyler Steenbergen, of course, the premier goal scorer in the Western Hockey League over the last 2 years with 98 combined goals. Also Jens Lucke, who played in Tucson in the American League last year and had 2 goals on Sunday in the victory over the Kings. He's in the lineup today. And the stalwarts on defense to look at Cam Dineen, the 20-year-old who's looking to make his pro debut this year, had 20 goals in the Ontario Hockey League last year. Jordan Gross from Notre Dame plays again today. And in goal for the Coyotes will be David Tendek, a draft pick for them in June. And he is an alum of the Vancouver Giants, and he gets his first action in this tournament.
2 guys out for the Ducks that have had a great tournament so far. You got Lundestrom and Sherwood, and on the blue line, Pettersson. Those guys are getting the day off and back in the lineup for the Ducks, Steele, Terry, and Larson. Forgot to mention him in the first go-around. And then in the net for the Ducks, you got Roman Durny, a Slovakian, just 20 years old. He's the 5th-round pick in this most recent draft. He's cutting up his crease now, and we're just about ready. We're going to step aside for a moment and return for the 2018 Vegas Rookie Face-Off live from City National Arena. We're ready for the opening face-off as we return to the City National Arena, the Next Gen 2018 Vegas Rookie Face-Off. Ducks traveling from left to right. They got the whites on, and the Coyotes in that brick red uniform, trimmed out in black and white. Starters for the Ducks, you'll have Steele, Terry, and Comtois up front. Comtois playing in all 3 games during this tournament. And on the blue line, they'll go with Benoit and Larson. Benoit also skating in all 3 games for the Ducks during the tournament. And of course, Roman Durny again in net. Notably, the World Juniors over the past year was really good for him. Best save percentage in the entire tournament with a 92.9. For the Coyotes, they'll go with Burke, Gennaro, and Lucke, who had 2 goals against the Kings on Sunday. And on the blue line for them, Dineen and Smirik and Tendek in net. We're underway, and the Ducks quickly take it in. Terry on the right wing, a backhand move, and a deny by Tendek on the pad. The puck turned around to the near boards. A quick start here for the Ducks. Right out of the gate. Benoit with a shot from the blue line is blocked. And Arizona away with it. Larson able to break it up.
Boy, welcome to the game, David Tendek, huh? Having the most lethal player probably on the ice for either team coming down on a breakaway in the opening faceoff.
Terry, who just turned 21 yesterday. How about that, turning 21 in Vegas?
Wow.
But he has to focus on his play here, and he's trying to make the NHL club in his first pro year. He played 2 games with the Ducks at the end of last year, and Terry right back in the offensive zone. Fed it to Steele, but he could only guide it away from the net. Terry back on it again. Slapped off the puck and back out to center. It goes for Drew. Drew backpedaling in his own zone. He'll feed it to Kopaka. Reversed in the zone for Mahura. Mahura with a long stretch pass. Intercepted at center ice. Klima off the right wing boards. Reverses back to the blue line. And a snapshot gets gobbled up by Roman Durney. And he'll freeze the play with about 1:09 gone in our first frame.
Well, Andy, we might point out to our viewers and listeners, you and I are in different broadcast locations today. You're up top, of course, here at City National Arena, and I'm down below at a unique perspective in between the benches behind the Ducks penalty box and the game and penalty time area. So I'm in the game. There's no question about that. I can almost touch the players.
You can give us that Pierre Maguire insight down there for us. That's Bob Heathouse. My name's Andy Zilch. We're glad you're with us here on this Tuesday morning/afternoon, depending on where you're listening from. The Coyotes with the puck in the Ducks zone. A centering feed gets stolen away, slapped out to center ice. Coyotes still with possession. It's Groves backpedaling in his own zone, trying to fend off the forecheck. He'll feed it out to center ice. Schnard backhands it in. The Coyotes amidst the change. Ducks with numbers in their own territory, and it's Kopaka along his own goal line that gets it free. They'll send it to Drew, and the defenseman lobs it in the offensive zone. Almost 2 gone in the first period, no score. Sidorov picks off a pass. Tried to dump it in, head off his skate, and it goes right to his teammate Forney. He's trying to shake off outer shell. Gets it to Gruhl, who reverses back into his own zone. Slowly up ice are the Ducks. Puck worked in over the blue line. Forney tried a shot, had it stripped off his stick. Grew can't hold the line, and it's poked back into the Anaheim territory. Amoroso will send it to the far wing. Puck broken up, and then eventually right back on the stick of Soy. He'll send it to Sidorov, right wing side. Sidorov to Soy, gets a shot off. I think it actually trickled over his stick and tipped out to center ice. Nick Nash over the line. Couldn't get anything generated. McKenna will slap it right back in the Duck zone, but Anaheim again with possession. Almost 3 gone, first period, no score. Sidorov works it through the neutral zone. They'll slap it in, and the Ducks to the bench on a line change. Julius Nattinen heads in on the forecheck. Meanwhile, the puck slowly taken up ice. Deneen can't work it through. And it's backhanded in by Dostie. Smirak back on it again. A long stretch pass doesn't connect, and that'll be an icing call on the Coyotes. That'll send us back into their zone.
You know, Andy, I had not seen the Ducks play prior to this morning. Reading about both victories, both accounts talked about the speed of this Anaheim team, and we're seeing it on display early on here. Boy, such great skating here in the early going.
Anaheim trying to go for 2 consecutive rookie tournaments, going 3-0. They did it last year in San Jose and threatening to do it again, but standing in their way is the Coyotes. Back to action, and puck in and out of the Coyotes zone to give us an offside whistle.
These two teams will see a lot of each other in a very short amount of time. The Coyotes and Ducks will play a home-and-home preseason set on the 22nd in Arizona and on the 24th in Anaheim. And of course, the AHL affiliates, a lot of these players will be involved, will begin the season against each other in Tucson on the 6th of October. And then I believe, Andy, your home opener in San Diego is against the Roadrunners as well.
That is correct, and some bad blood can unfold between those 2 AHL teams. Tucson straight up held out the goals for making the playoffs last year. 3 consecutive games, goals needed, 1 point, couldn't do it.
And the big teams will square off in a home-and-home in the early part of the regular season also, as the Coyotes' home opener will be against the Anaheim Ducks on Saturday night, October the 6th, and then the 2 teams will play at Honda Center on the 10th. So these longtime rivals seeing a lot of each other in a short amount of time at different levels, beginning with this Vegas rookie face-off game here today.
Face-off deep in the Duck zone, won by the Coyotes. Puck is turned down low by Kirk. Schnarr works it off the wing. He'll send it behind the net for Klima. Klima comes to the near point. Deneen with some time. A wrist shot, but blocked by traffic in front. And tipped off to the far boards. Puck held in. Schmierek again with it. A low shot patted away to the near boards. Deneen will pinch up from the point, but his pass gets intercepted. Lobbed off the glass and just barely over the blue line to give the Ducks a breather. Puck sent back in, but both teams changing. Ducks turn it up ice and off the far wing. It's Chris Forney, the undrafted defenseman for Anaheim. Tips it to the corner. The Ducks will complete their change as Larson jumps off the bench and joins the play in the offensive zone. He'll put a wrist shot towards the net, but blocked in front. Again, the Ducks with it. It's Steele. He'll curl to the corner. Skate it behind the net, feed it out to the point, and the low shot gets turned away by the netminder David Tendek. Coyotes backhand the puck off to the near wing. Ball will send it up ice. It's worked in by Steenbergen, and his shot driven wide and all the way out to center ice. 5:05 gone, first period, no score, and shots dead even, 3 apiece. Anaheim with possession in their own zone. Worked up through center ice, and Larson tried a backhand pass, a give-and-go style off the far boards to himself. Didn't work, and it's rejected to center. Gross battling for the puck for the Coyotes at center ice. They'll work it out, and Sear brings it in with a shot denied. Rebound in front, another stop made by Roman Durney. It's turned off to the near boards. Coyotes still with possession on it. It's worked out to the far point. Gross's only option is to slap it to the corner. It was knuckling on him, but he's able to get it there for McKenna. Back out to the point. Gross fakes the slap shot. He'll dish off a pass, and McNash had it passed down low, but it's stolen away. And safely to center ice for Anaheim. Puck backhanded in. Coyotes take it back from their own zone while the Ducks change. McNash had his pocket picked at center ice, but extra support there from Sear, and he'll turn it into the Anaheim zone while the Coyotes change.
Andy, on that last rush, Coyotes got good chances from a couple of teammates from the Moncton Wildcats. Mika Sear with a nice steal at center ice and had an opportunity, and then on the rebound, Jeremy McKenna had a great chance in front before Durney robbed him.
Well, after the first 2 or 3 good shifts for the Ducks, now it's the Coyotes' time to take advantage, and we're having some good back and forth action. Center off, works it in over the line, puts a wrist shot on net, a save made by Tendek.
That's a great point, Andy. The Coyotes seemingly have stabilized after the early rush by the Ducks. Right off that opening faceoff, of course, Troy Terry with the breakaway. He's the shootout breakaway specialist, the World Junior hero from a couple of years ago, and Tendek made that save for the Coyotes, and Coyotes seemingly now are getting their legs a little bit in this scoreless game, 6 minutes and 40 seconds in.
Coyotes with possession in their own zone, but the forecheck coming hard by Ducharme. They'll tip it off to the near boards. The Coyotes back on it again, and it's Kirk. He'll race it up ice, go from left wing to right wing as he gains the line. He's moved off the puck, but extra support there. Schnarr reverses it to his own blue line. Plouffe trading passes. It's Ball with it now. He's the highest draft pick on the ice for the Coyotes. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're the best player, the best looked player, but just something of note.
Yeah, he was the Coyotes' second-round pick in June, and a guy that stands 6 feet 6 inches tall, the Ottawa 67s. And also, Andy, Liam Kirk is an interesting story. Obviously, the Coyotes fans who are watching today know all about it, but for the Ducks fans, Liam Kirk was drafted in the 7th round by the Coyotes in June, and he's the first player born and trained in Great Britain to be drafted into the National Hockey League. And he's going to play in the Ontario Hockey League this year in the Canadian junior ranks for Peterborough, coming over from England. But a very interesting story. Gained a lot of notoriety in June with the Coyotes drafting him. And we've seen at developmental camp in June and also in this tournament that he possesses a lot of speed. And the Coyotes are anxious to see really what he can do playing in the OHL this year.
So he had an offside puck knocked out of play. And then a puck batted down by a high stick, it looks like, or was that no, it was a high sticking call.
Going to be a penalty, yeah. going to be on the Coyotes center, Mateo Gennaro. And so Anaheim will get the first power play here today in this scoreless game.
They'll have this 4-forward power play unit for Anaheim. And the only defenseman is Mahura, who gets it right away after the draw. He played it to Steele. Now to the near wing for Terry. He'll carry it down low to the face-off circle. Reverse it back to the blue line for Mahura. Back to Terry. Cross ice, Steele. Pass in front. Comtois puts it in. The Ducks get a 1-0 lead. And it's just a backdoor feed from Steele to Comtois. He's got a goal in every game of this tournament.
And that line back together today. Steele, Terry, and Comtois again dominant in the 8-3 victory in the opening game over the Kings. By all accounts, they were the line that ruled the day, and they get this early power play goal here, working that puck back and forth, and David Tendek did not have a chance.
Comtois and Steele with some chemistry after they won gold at the World Juniors, and Comtois picked up 6 points in 7 games. Meanwhile, 9 points in 7 games for Steele. We're back to action with 8 gone and a power play tally for the Ducks. Olsen from his own zone. A pass to the far wing, just out of the reach of Kopaka. And that one goes on the netminder, David Tendek, and he'll just freeze it.
David Tendek seeing his first action in this tournament, as we mentioned. An 18-year-old drafted by the Coyotes in June in the 6th round. He was first-year starter in goal for the Vancouver Giants this year and had 25 wins, which was 9th in the Western Hockey League. Coyotes drafted 2 goalies this year. Ivan Prosvetov also drafted, and he gained the win on Sunday against the Kings in this tournament. Now another delayed penalty coming up here. This one is going to be on Anaheim.
There's a battle behind the net, finally touched. Getting his stick on it was Benoit, and we'll wait for the penalty here for Anaheim. It'll be the first Coyotes power play of the night. 11:34 remaining first period. After the Ducks get a power play goal within the first 30 seconds of their time, Arizona will try to change the tide and return the favor. Penalty going to Mitch Holtz.
Holtz steps in the box, and Andy, for our viewers, I can say that I'm an arm length from Mitch Holtz right now, behind this open penalty box down below here. So I want to keep my distance. Mitch probably isn't too happy.
Yeah, let's hope that there's no jawing away in the penalty boxes, because we're going to hear it loud and clear.
Well, in the stream on Sunday between the Coyotes and Kings, we did hear some of that.
Coyotes start off their power play with Burke controlling it in the near corner. He'll reverse it back to Deneen. Hits off the skate of Gross. And eventually back to Deneen. A wrist shot on net. Saves made. Puck is loose. Swatted away to the blue line. Deneen holds it in. He'll go to the far wing with it. Pass hits off a skate and cleared away by the Ducks. They avoid disaster there with a 1:17 left in the penalty kill on the Mitch Holtz infraction. Burke receives the pass near wing. He'll quickly go cross ice. Worked down low with a shot that was looking for a rebound. Turned away by the netminder, Durney, to the near boards. Another shot, that one coming from Luque. He had 2 on Sunday against the Kings, that time denied with a little wrist shot.
Coyotes power play has not had a whole lot of success so far in this rookie face-off. They did cash in the game against the Kings on Sunday with Kyle Capobianco scoring on the power play. And this power play looking pretty good so far. Getting chances from Deneen and Luque, and the puck movement is pretty good for Arizona so far as they try to tie this game up.
Loose puck on the far boards. Dostie not able to get there in time. And it's Steenbergen, drops it back to the blue line. Hoffmeyer right back to Steenbergen. He's controlling on the right wing. He'll move it in front. Kirk tried a backhand to himself and get a shot off. Didn't work. But the Coyotes still with possession. 34 left of the kill for the Ducks. Another shot off the far wing. That one's blocked, and Smirik will pick it up near wing. He'll carry it down low to the corner. Drop it back to the blue line. Hoffenmeyer to the far wing. Holding and then shooting. A stop made by the netminder, Durney, and the puck quickly cleared as it bounced right in the slot. And both teams will make changes. Under 10 left of the first period. 1-0. Anaheim with the lead, and only 8 seconds left of the Coyotes power play. Puck tip behind the Anaheim net. Jamming after it's Chris Forney. He'll work it to the near boards for Soy. We're back to even strength. And the puck taken up by Ducharme with speed. He'll move in right wing board. Stuff and chase to himself in the corner. Terry there for support, and he'll move it to Steele. Steele to Terry in the slot. He'll fake a shot. Tried to dish off a pass, but Ducharme was tangled up. Forney chips down low. He'll work it to Ducharme, who stops and starts. Cuts towards the net. Trying to get a pass off to Steele, but it's hacked away. Steele back on it again. Toe drag, then a shot and a save is made. He'll move it towards the slot. Backhanded away again. Coyotes trying to deny those centering feeds with 9 remaining of the first period. Puck tipped off to the near boards and glides all the way out to center and into the Duck zone. Amorosa to the far wing for Terry. Backhand feed, Comtois right off the bench. He'll carry it down low, move to the net, and a pass that gets denied. It was intended for Steele, swatted away by Ball. Puck tipped off to the far boards by Howdeshell. And it's scooped up by Sear. He'll work it into the Duck zone on the left wing. Trying to go back across the grain, but too many sticks in the passing lane to hack it away. The Ducks back on it again. Steele looking up ice. He'll try to feed one to the far wing. It was intended for Comtois, but again, the Coyotes step up on the play to knock it away. Dumped into the Anaheim territory. Larson, the first one on it, former first rounder in 2015. The defenseman starts the rush up ice. They'll get a pass after kind of a give and go style from the left wing side and dump it in. Coyotes charge it back the other way. Dineen leading the charge for Arizona, and a backhander off the right wing side. Durney closes in on the post and holds on for a whistle.
Very good rush by Cam Dineen, the Coyotes defenseman, coming down the right side, and he's a guy that is a very cerebral player, also really good with the puck. As we can see, he's got a good shot, scored 20 goals last year in the Ontario League as he combined his season between North Bay and Sarnia. He's from Toms River, New Jersey, and was considering attending college at Yale. He had an offer to go to Yale, but instead went to the Ontario Hockey League, the Canadian junior route. He was a Coyotes third-round pick a couple of years ago in 2016, and he's about ready to turn pro. 20 years old, and most likely slated for Tucson, but someone who the Coyotes are very high on.
Well, we got 7:44 remaining of our first period. It's a 1-0 Anaheim lead. However, Coyotes out shooting 10-6.
I've been impressed with the goaltender, Roman Durney, for the Ducks. Andy, you said, I believe, that he led the World Juniors in save percentage.
Yes, yep.
And he's been sharp in this first period, no question. As you said, the Coyotes with 10 shots. They've had a couple of good opportunities in close, as once again they're going to the net today when they have some chances. And Durney's been strong. And Tendek has made some big saves at the other end too. Right off the bat, of course, against Terry on that breakaway off the opening faceoff.
Ducks have really had some good goaltending during this tournament. Of course, as I mentioned in our shortened pregame, but they've had the second to least amount of goals allowed. That's behind the Sharks, who shut out the Coyotes in game 1 of this tournament. But Roman Durney getting the call, and he's the guy who's slated for Des Moines in the USHL. He came there after the World Juniors, and he is going to return once more for the upcoming season. Faceoff will drop to his left once we get going again. They had the snow scrapers out. Make sure that there's not too much that's muddled around the nets. And you'll have Gennaro take the faceoff. He'll draw against Gruel, who's been a good faceoff guy for the Ducks during this tournament in his own zone. Puck gets chipped behind the Anaheim net, and a good puck battle in the near corner. They got Gruel in there digging hard. He'll work it loose to the hash marks. Got it to Sidorov. He'll play it to Drew. Drew's momentum carries the puck out. Soy will take it up over the line. It's played to Sidorov to the near wing, but it was behind him. So it's tapped off to the far boards. A shot from the blue line, rises high and wide, rolls off to the near wing. And flipped out to center ice. Drew settles it down. He'll move it to the wing. Mahura off to the boards. Over the line to Soy. Soy tried a drop pass for Gruel. Didn't work, and it's back to the neutral zone. Sure will play through center, and it's tipped in by Sidoroff, and the Ducks on a line change. Under 7 remaining first period. Anaheim with a 1-0 lead. That goal came from Comtois. He's had one in each of these games. And this one was a power play tally from Steele and Terry. Coyotes in the offensive zone. A shot gets blocked. Dostie trying to get a breakaway. He'll put it in the net with a goal. After a blocked shot, he kept the Jets moving and blazed by the defense to get it on net and puts it by Tendek to make it a 2-0 Anaheim lead.
Boy, what a tremendous individual effort by Alex Dostie, blocking that shot and then outracing the Coyotes defender to the net and beating David Tendek.
Dostie, a 4th-round pick by the Ducks in 2016. And we've seen good individual efforts for Anaheim over the course of this tournament. Yesterday you saw it from Kiefer Sherwood, where he was able to create something out of nothing just by the hard work on the forecheck. And here you sacrifice your body on a block shot for Dostie, and you keep your legs going. And it's the old hockey cliche, you keep your feet moving, good things will happen. So you have an Anaheim 2-0 lead, and the Coyotes trying to get a good shift after allowing one. They got the puck in the offensive zone. It's tipped to the near board, and Troy Terry gets there first. They'll get some help from Amorosa. It sends it off to the far corner. Oh, and a pass that hits off a skate. Buzz towards the net, but hits off the side of the cage. Comtois tried to force one as well. That one's broken up, and Kirk will follow it up to the near corner. Coyotes work it back to the blue line. Pluke's only option to the far corner. First one on the puck is the defenseman Forney. He'll play it to Comtois, who sidesteps a check. That off to Amorosa, gets it out to center ice. Comtois, the lone Duck in the offensive zone after it. They'll feed it back to the blue line, and a shot on net goes through, and that's a 3-0 lead, another goal for the Ducks. That came off the far wing, and just a shot with traffic hurried towards the net, and Anaheim will get a 3-goal lead, and that came from Benoit.
Now the Ducks quickly pouncing, obviously, with those 2 quick goals now, and the Anaheim team, which is 2-0 and really rolling in this tournament, now getting the 3-0 advantage. From where I'm standing, difficult to tell how that one went in. Tendek seemed to be set, but maybe it was redirected. There was traffic in front.
They had a lot of guys that were moving towards the net, and that could have been distracting on a potential backdoor play, too. 5:15 remaining first period. Anaheim with a 3-0 lead. Edge Holtz at center. He'll play it to Olsen. Good transition for the Ducks. Olsen centered it just out of the reach of Kopacka. Well, they gave it to Olsen on that one, so it's Olsen with the goal. Guy who's played the last 3 years in the WHL with Tri-City. And Olsen following up a shift where he had a goal with another good one. Puck gets dumped down the ice. That'll be an icing call on Arizona. 4:41 remaining first period.
Well, Andy, as we talked about earlier, this Anaheim team is so fast and quick and really able to pounce on mistakes, create turnovers. I mean, you've seen that throughout this tournament. It's my first opportunity to see the young Ducks play, and especially from down here, ice level. It's really impressive how that they skate, and really the Coyotes don't have much room to move, as Anaheim is always seemingly on them, creating those turnovers.
Ducks over the Coyotes blue line on the far wing. They got Soy that moves it back to the blue line. Amorosa puts one to the net, but no good. Now to play it goes. Or sorry, that was in the glove of the netminder Tendek, and that'll give us a whistle with 4:17 remaining first period. Shots are even at 10. Ducks with a 3-0 lead.
One of the players you'll see this year in Tucson, Andy, is Braden Burke, number 80, on the ice right now for the Coyotes. Guy who was a really big offensive producer in the Western Hockey League, as he had 82 assists last year, playing for Moose Jaw, and also 113 points, which was 4th in the league. And he's a guy that went undrafted, signed as a free agent by the Coyotes last March, and set to make his pro debut this year.
Pass broken up at center ice by Gennaro. No backhanded in the offensive zone. Recovering on the puck. It's the Ducks, and it's worked up ice. Benoit sends it to the right wing board. Sets off a skate. Larson will clean it up. And flip it in. Anaheim to the bench on a line change. They'll send out the Terry line. Puck taken control by Arizona. It's worked the right wing boards. A pass to the high slot. Worked over on the back check by Julius Nattinen. Cleared back into the Coyote zone. Burke backhands the puck into the Anaheim territory. Comtois trying to get some protection for his netminder to move the puck. He had a good hard forecheck coming in. They'll eventually get it loose. Yannick plays it back to the high slot, and his snap shot gets denied by Durney. He'll freeze it and hold on with 3:15 remaining of the first.
Turnover by the Ducks there, and the Coyotes have a chance. Keegan Haudeshell played for the OHL champion, regular season champion, Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds last year. Had a good chance, but Durney was there as always so far in this first period to make the save.
Holtz on the face-off, drawn against Yannick. Ducks control. Olsen on the right wing boards. He'll get it to center for Holtz. Holtz gains the blue line on the right wing side, backhands it in. First one on it though for the Coyotes is Plouffe. They'll play it off to the near boards. Out of shell to the far wing, and a snapshot bounces on Durney. It hit him on the glove. Kind of bounced in midair. No red jerseys around him, so he's able to snare it down and freeze the play.
That shot came from Dylan Plouffe, who's making his debut in this Vegas rookie face-off this afternoon. This is his first game. He's a camp invitee, non-roster tryout player. Played last year in the Western League with the Vancouver Giants, and was a teammate of the Coyotes goaltender today, David Tenbeck.
Ducks want to face off in their own zone. Soy quickly to center and over the blue line, trying to get a shot, and he'll be whistled on a tripping infraction. The shot was blocked. He was trying to regain it, caught the legs of Gross to send him for 2 minutes. We'll have another Coyotes power play. Of course, 0 for 1 on their only chance. The Ducks trying to close this period out unscathed as we got 2:36 remaining. Faceoff will drop to the left of Durney. Rule on the face-off, and good again on it. He'll win it back, and the puck cleared out to center ice. Kind of helped that Gennaro broke his stick on the draw too, but Coyotes will start from their own territory. Raced up ice on the right wing side. Puck sent around to the point man for Deneen. They'll chip it back down low behind the net, rims off to the far boards for Burke. Burke with a quick backhand pass. It's over to Gross. Return to Burke on the right wing. Burke to Gross, left wing circle. Forced off the puck by Dostie, and it's cleared down the ice with 1:23 remaining and the Anaheim penalty. Ducks with a strong statement in this first period, 3-0 with the lead. Burke gains the Anaheim line, tried to flip it down low. Forney got a body on it. Arizona regains possession, and a pass to the slot ends up on the stick of Burke. He'll go to Gross near point. And the face-off circle, not exactly the point. And now officially at the point, Haudeshell keeps it in. They'll try the far wing for Burke, and a return feed jumps over the stick of Haudeshell, and he's forced to center. 49 left in the Coyotes power play. Kirk over the Anaheim line. Plays it to Smirik. Far wing for Burke. Burke will glide down low, drop it back to the point. Offenmeyer sends it back down low, rimmed off to the near boards. Amorosa gets there first. He'll play it to Forney, and he'll chip it out, and barely keeping it out. Almost whistled on an offsides infraction was Hoffenmeyer, but had the puck on a string. Puck carried back in by Kirk. He'll backhand it to the corner. Amorosa on it with 12 remaining in the penalty, and it's backhanded along the blue line just over the reach of Smirik. Dostie will push it the rest of the way. Coyotes right back in the offensive zone. Puck tipped away by a lot of white jerseys that were in the area. We're back to even strength. Steal up ice. They'll play it to Comtois. Tried to return, but out of room they ran. So we'll have it back the other way. 23 seconds remaining. A shot whistled wide by the Coyotes, and jumping up on the play is Howdeshell. They'll drop it back to Deneen, but it's picked off by a steal. They'll go to the far wing for Comtois. 11 seconds left. Comtois tried to center, broken up by Deneen. And he'll send it off to the near boards. Larson holds the line. He'll backhand it down low, but with 2 seconds left. That'll do it for period number 1. So a 3-0 Ducks lead. We'll go to Bob Heathouse. Your thoughts on the period?
Well, I think that the Ducks are as good as advertised, Andy. They came out and had that chance right off the opening faceoff to really kind of set the tone. And then every time the Coyotes were able to get some momentum going, Roman Durney made a big save. But Ducks are a very fast team that take advantage of turnovers, and they were able to get 3 past young David Tendek in the first period. Now, from a Coyotes standpoint, obviously they're down 3-0, which is something that they didn't envision after one period. But they have to stay with the process, clean things up a little bit in terms of turnovers. But I like some of the things they did in the Anaheim offensive end or their offensive end, the Anaheim defensive end. They created some turnovers to get some chances, went to the net a few times, and could have gotten on the board. But Durney was very tough in goal for Anaheim. So obviously not a great period for the Coyotes, but they did have some offensive opportunities.
I was going to touch on that too, and if I was going to get nitpicky, I was going to say that the Ducks in their own zone, about 3 different turnovers in their own territory. Now, I don't know if that's just being hurried by the Arizona forecheck or not, but that's an area of opportunity for the Ducks to improve on. And on the flip side of that, that's something that the Coyotes can continue to do to try to get something past Durney. And he's been the last line of defense, the best line of defense, to provide that little security there in case something goes wrong in their own zone.
No question about that. Durney has been good.
So we'll take a break. We'll have our second period coming up. Bob Heathouse will have that call from you. We are at the 2018 Vegas Rookie Face-Off live from City National Arena.